Today, we're diving into the big ideas from the book Blue Ocean Shift. It's all about a simple but powerful question. What if you could make your competition completely irrelevant?
So let me ask you something. Think about your job, your industry. Does it ever feel like you're in a constant, brutal fight for the same customers? Like you're all just clawing for a bigger piece of the same pie? It's exhausting, right? Well, there's a name for that battlefield. The authors call them red oceans. And it's a pretty vivid metaphor, isn't it? The idea is that the market is so packed with sharks, with competitors, that the water is literally red with blood from the fight. In a red ocean, everybody knows the rules, and winning usually means just barely edging out the other guy. But here's the big idea. What if focusing on the competition is the problem? The book argues that this head-to-head battle is actually a trap. It keeps us from seeing what's truly possible. And this slide, this right here, lays it all out. On the left, you've got the old playbook. Fight in the same space, try to beat the other guy, and assume you have to choose between offering more value or having a lower cost. But look at the blue ocean strategy on the right. It completely flips the script. It's not about being better, it's about being different. It's about creating totally new markets. And that last point, that's the real magic. Breaking that value-cost trade-off, finding a way to offer something amazing and keep costs down. So, how in the world do you actually escape? It's more than just a new feature or a marketing campaign. It's a total shift in how you see the world. And to show you what that looks like, let's check out a really powerful and kind of surprising story. I want you to picture this for a second. It's Iraq in 2008. The country is divided, resources are almost non-existent. Trying to build a youth orchestra that could compete on technical skill with, say, one from Vienna or New York, that's not just hard, it's impossible. And they knew it, so they didn't even try. This quote gets right to the heart of what they were really doing. See, their goal wasn't to win competitions. It was to use music to heal a fractured country, to create a symbol of unity and hope. That was their true purpose. And by doing that, they created their blue ocean. They completely changed the game. Instead of obsessing over technical perfection, they focused on bringing young musicians together from all sides of the conflict. Sunni, Shia, Arab, Kurd. They championed their own unique Iraqi music. They didn't just become another orchestra, no way. They became something entirely new, something no one else could be, the bravest orchestra in the world. They made the competition totally irrelevant. Okay, that is a seriously inspiring story. But how do you take that spirit and apply it to your business, your project? Well, the book gives us some really practical tools to get going. And the first step is to figure out where you are right now. You need a map. And that map is called the strategy canvas. You can just think of it as a snapshot of your industry. It lays out all the things that everyone typically competes on. Stuff like price, customer service, quality, and it shows you where you and your competitors are placing your bets. And this is what a red ocean looks like on paper. Take the hotel industry. You've got your fancy high-end hotels that score high on everything, big rooms, fancy lobbies, restaurants, and have a high price to match. Then you have budget hotels, which are basically the opposite, low on all those things for a low price. Do you see it? Their strategies are basically mirror images. They're playing the same game just on opposite ends of the field. So, how do you break out of that look-alike competition? You need a tool to help you rethink everything, and that's exactly what this next framework does. It's called the 4 Actions Framework, and it's all about challenging the assumptions your industry has been running on for years, sometimes for decades, by asking 4 simple but game-changing questions. Now, the genius of this framework is how the first 2 questions, eliminate and reduce, free you up to do the last 2. By getting rid of or dialing back the things your industry just assumes are necessary, you save a ton of money and resources. Then you can reinvest all of that into raising other factors way above the standard and creating brand new things that nobody has ever offered before. That's how you break that value-cost trade-off we talked about. All right, let's make this really concrete. We'll look at a hotel chain called Citizen M. They saw that crowded hotel industry we just mapped out and created a massive blue ocean right in the middle of it. So here's exactly how they did it. First, they eliminated a bunch of expensive stuff they realized modern travelers don't really care about, like front desks, bellhops, and concierge. They reduced things like room size. But then, and this is the brilliant part, they took all those savings and raised the quality on the things that really matter to their customers. Amazing beds, super powerful showers, and free, fast Wi-Fi.
And finally, they created this whole new concept of affordable luxury with things like stylish common areas and easy self-check-in. They didn't just tweak the old model, they invented a whole new one.
Now, having all these cool frameworks and tools is great, but a huge strategic shift like this is doomed to fail if you forget the most important ingredient, your people. You can't just hand down a new plan from on high. You've got to bring your team along for the ride. The book has this fantastic term for it, humanness. It's this idea that you have to build psychological safety right into your strategy process. It's about making people feel heard, understood, and respected. Because only when people feel safe and confident will they be willing to trust the process and unleash their own creativity. So how do you actually do that? The book lays out 3 practical steps. First, atomization. You break the huge, scary goal into tiny, bite-sized pieces so people can build momentum and feel like they're winning. Second, first-hand discovery. Don't just show your team a spreadsheet. Send them out into the field to see and feel the problems for themselves. Let them have that aha moment. And third, fair process. Involve people in the decisions, explain the why behind everything, and be crystal clear on what you expect. It all builds trust. And that's what this is all about in the end. This human-centered approach is the key that unlocks everything. It gives your team the courage and the creative spark to stop just looking at what is and to start imagining what could be. So, to wrap it all up, a blue ocean shift isn't just a clever tactic. It's a systematic way to move your entire organization out of that bloody red ocean of competition and into the wide open blue ocean of new market space, where you're the only one swimming. And that leaves me with one final question for you to really think about. In your world, in your industry, what are the rules that everyone just accepts without question? What are those "that's just the way we do things here" beliefs? Because if you listen to the ideas in this book, that's probably the exact spot where your blue ocean is just waiting to be discovered.